What's going on, sports fans? How you doing? So, previous video talked about the buyout market, but I did want to touch on the actual NBA All-Star Weekend because I feel like it was a decent show. I feel like the NBA All-Star Game has been kind of in the media discussion for the past few days because of certain aspects of it that I feel like maybe are coming up short now as opposed to 10, 20 years ago. So is it possible that the NBA needs to make changes to the All-Star game? I'll talk about that later on. But I do want to get into the competitions and all that did take place, give my quick thoughts, then, like I said, answer that question at the end of the video. But hopefully you tuned into it. Hopefully you found some enjoyment. Maybe not in all the competitions, but hopefully in a few of them. We saw I don't know, maybe a future star be born in one of the competitions. I mean, the title of the video kind of gives away where I'm going with that, but like I said, get there in a second. Now, of course, before get into all that, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment as well. What you like, what you don't like. You want to give your opinion on the All-Star game, what you would change about it. Do all that down in the comment section, and I'll definitely reply back to you. But I want to take a look at the competitions, like I said. So, started off celebrity game. I mean, celebrity game is what it is. There's usually a couple celebrities that kind of surprise us with their skill. This year was DK Metcalf. He had a few dunks, got a reaction from the crowd. We saw, Carlos Boozer, we hadn't seen in a while. Richard Jefferson had a dunk or two. Janelle Monáe. So we saw probably a better celebrity group than last year. I mean, you saw The Miz hit a buzzer beater. Too bad it was too late, which gave Team Wade the win. So not a lot to talk about in that one. For what it is, fine with it. The Rising Stars tournament, where had Joakim Noah coaching one team, Pau Gasol coaching another team. Actually, I need to change this real quick because I believe it was Team Gasol that won. Some of that Team Noah, but Pau Gasol, Joakim Noah, Jason Terry. The fourth name escapes me, but Darren Williams, I believe, was the fourth coach. Team Gasol won. If you remember the video I did before the All-Star weekend, I said Gasol had the best team. Proved right. We also saw kind of the birth of maybe Jose Alvarado becoming a star in the league. He's been given the nickname Grand Theft Alvarado. Perfect nickname for him. Team Noah, Joakim Noah, came in second. So Gasol and Noah, they had the two best teams. Those are the two that were in the final of the tournament. No, surprises there. I do like the format for this because there's a team dedicated to the G League, which I think is a great way to integrate G League talent to the common NBA fan who may not pay attention to the G League. So because of this, maybe you tune into a G League game to see, was it Scoot Henderson or Kenneth Lofton Jr. So by putting these guys on this stage, I love that. So I feel like that's fine. We got into the skills competition where Team Jazz won, which once again I predicted before in the video. Now, I do think this one they could fine tune a little bit because every year we get Team Antetokounmpo, Team Host City, then Team Rookie. I have no problem with the host city putting a 3-man team for the skills competition. I don't have a problem with the rookie team. I think it might be time to move on from Team Atentacupo because Giannis, we know Giannis is great, but the Thanasis and Alex, rough to watch because both of them. I actually thought Alex could shoot a little bit. Nah, no. So it's almost the same script every year. Team Atentacupo, like passing in the relay, they do fine. Then it gets to shooting and it bottoms out. So for me, I feel like if you want to keep using the Tentacupo, because anytime Giannis is on screen, entertaining. I have no problem with that. Maybe you don't have to use it every year. You could throw Team Holiday in there. They got 3 brothers in the league. Throw them out there. I mean, Holiday did fill in for Giannis in this one, by the way. But throw Team Holiday out there. If there's any other, because I know what Shea and Nikhil Alexander Walker are cousins or something. If there's a third member around the NBA that's related to them in any way, use them. I feel like that team, you got to mix up that one. The host city and the rookies, fine. Keep that. But Team Atentacupo, I think that's run its course. It was cool when it first started with them because seeing Giannis actually doing a skills competition was wild to me. I know that they have fun, but I mean, Thanasis and Alex, they're just not. They just don't do well in the shooting part. And like Giannis has his struggles from shooting, but he's clearly the best shooter in the family. So I feel like that part of it, maybe they could change. Like I said, Team Holiday, I'd have to do some research to see what other players are related, but you could maybe work that team into different groupings, I think. If you keep Team Atentacupo, to be honest with you, I would still watch because, like I said, Giannis is entertaining. I mean, his brothers have a lot of fun with him as well. So if they don't make that change, I'm not too mad about it. Dame Lillard won the 3-point competition. He won in the finals over Buddy Hield and Tyrese Halliburton. So I had those two in my predictions. I had Markkanen as the third guy in. Markkanen was tied with Tatum, and Lillard was the last one to go in the first round. Lillard knocked both of them out. So I was almost right with the final. I mean, to be honest with you, Lillard ran away with the final. He had a hot round, and well, he ran away with the first round because he needed to be like 20. He dropped like 30, I think 30 something. And then in the final, he had, I think, a round of 26. And Buddy Hield went first in the final, I think had 25. Lillard beat it with 26. And then Halliburton had 17, but he struggled really early in the final round. So 3-point competition is still the best one for me because big names want to do it. They want to show off their skills. And it's usually the most competitive one. So 3-point contest, I love. The dunk contest, which, as I said in the video as well, was the one competition that I was like, like I'll watch it, but I'm not expecting much of anything. To be honest with you, if it wasn't for Mac McClung, probably the biggest story coming from the dunk contest would have been Karl Malone. I'm not going to rehash why. You can Google that and see his sketchy past, if I should say that. But he was kind of the biggest story of the dunk contest before Mac McClung took over. If you don't remember Mac McClung, he basically like a high school phenom, was popular all over YouTube for his dunking ability. He went to Georgetown, Texas Tech, didn't really shine at either spot, got into the NBA, was with the Lakers for a few games, the Warriors, then was in the G League where A lot of people probably wasn't paying attention to him. He signed with the Sixers right before the All Star game, but when he was asked to be in the dunk contest, this was a chance for him to kind of reclaim his name in terms of the dunking circles and kind of let people know what he could do. That's what he did. He put on an absolute show. He and Trey Murphy, I feel like, were the two best dunkers. Trey Murphy had some creative dunks as well. He had the alley oop to himself without the ball bouncing, windmill, all that. Great stuff from him. McClung, like I said, he hopped in his bag and came out with quality dunks. Crowd was into it. He said he'd be back next season, next year, which I think is great because now it's kind of an open challenge to whoever wants to go up against him. Jericho Sims was the worst dunker. He did the same dunk twice. He got too high of a score on the first version of it. So for some reason, his second version was the same dunk, but just clip a note to the net. Although on the second dunk, the net, he grabbed it and pulled up to do the dunk. It was trash. The crowd had no reaction to it, which is probably the worst thing ever. So he was the worst dunker. I would say Kenyon Martin Jr., I feel like has potential. He just missed too many dunks for me. McClung, also, every dunk he did, first try, he made it spectacular. So for me, McClung's performance was the best we've seen since Levine and Aaron Gordon, which was like 5-6 years ago at this point, I think. It's kind of wild to think that it was that long ago. But McClung definitely was the best one since then. So if McClung can repeat the performance next year, fine. Now, once again, who are we going to get to be in it with him? Could we? I mean, John Morant said he's not doing it, but could Mac McClung's performance maybe get him to do one? I don't know. Could we get like a Jaylen Brown? Whatever. Could we get like at least one more big name to be in it with him? Maybe get Trey Murphy back. Because like I said, I thought he had a really good performance. And then the fourth person, find whoever. So I feel like for the All-Star Saturday night, which is what they call it, and the Friday night stuff, I thought it was fine. But now that leads me to the final question I have. Has the NBA All-Star Game reached the NFL Pro Bowl level? Now, what I mean by that is the last couple of years of the Pro Bowl before the NFL made the switch to the flag football game, Pro Bowl was unwatchable. It was actually unwatchable before that, but I feel like for a few years it hit rock bottom. Are we in a similar situation with the NBA All-Star Game? Because now what are we hearing a lot of talk about since the All-Star Game? How the All-Star Game was lackluster, borderline unwatchable, no effort, embarrassing, all that kind of stuff. So can the league continue to put the same game on, of course, just different players in it, and expect any different? These are guys who have played 50-plus games in a regular season. This is just an expedition game for the fans before they have to resume the regular season to try to get to the playoffs for the ultimate goal to win a championship. So you're not going to get, unfortunately, all-star games of 80s and 90s where, yeah, you had your moments where it was just a layup contest, dunk contest. But late in the third, fourth, intensity would pick up. You get those one-on-one battles, which we got for a few seconds in this one with Jaylen Brown against Jason Tatum, which has kind of become an annual thing when the two of them are in the All-Star game, because I think the first time when Brown was in the game, they did the same thing. So if that's where the All-Star game goes and we just get a bunch of one-on-one battles, fine, as long as the effort is there. But I do wonder, will the NBA have to try something like the NFL did with the flag football game? To be honest with you, I don't know the ratings for the flag football Pro Bowl in the NFL, so I don't know if it was a success or not. But we're seeing some people kicking around the idea for the NBA. Should they go, 1v1 tournament, 2v2, 3v3 type of tournament to replace the All-Star game, hoping that maybe that raises the competitive level? I mean, it would be interesting, but I also think with guys like SGA and I think like Jaylen Brown, I mean Mike Malone spoke up, Anthony Edwards spoke up about kind of like the load management aspect, and I think that was at play here. We saw LeBron play a little bit of the first quarter, he was done. Now Giannis came into with an injury, so he played literally a couple of plays up and down the court. He was taken out. Those are your two captains. Now, I'm whatever. I'm not worried about that necessarily, but is it something where, as the NBA gets a little bit younger, some of the older guys move out, and we get more, I guess, younger players in the All-Star game? Would it change the intensity in any way? I don't know. I can't honestly say that if we had an All-Star game with, a bunch of Anthony Edwards, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum types, it would raise the level. Because like I said, at least for the NFL, the Pro Bowl's after the season. Only thing is, NFL was such a physical game, to ask these guys to play an exhibition game after they just went through 16, 17 games was always going to be tough. NBA, the issue is it's in the middle of the season, and these players aren't going to risk getting hurt in an All-Star game, especially if you're top of the East, top of the West, when you have a chance to win a title. That's the problem. So I don't know how they fix that. I'm sure Silver will kick around a 2v2, 3v3 type of tournament. I don't think we would ever get 1v1 because guys would be worried about what that would look like if they lost to a certain player. At least 2v2, you can handle that a little bit more, and 3v3 might be where they go with it. But I'm interested to see what happens because, like I said, the NBA All-Star game, to be honest with you, it is one of the lowlights, only because, like I said, it's not a regular game for the reasons I mentioned. So I'm not mad at the players for not going 100% in an All-Star game. It's just that whenever they don't, fans will always be like, well, remember when Kobe played in it and he was D'ing up LeBron, he was going at him. Or remember the good old days of the 90s or the 80s and whatever. So I'm interested to see what Silver does with the All-Star game, but definitely let me know down below what you think the NBA should do. Should they change the format of the All-Star game away from this pickup game to a tournament style 2v2, 3v3 type of thing? Or if you have a different suggestion, put that down below. Or to kind of do away with it and just add more competitions. I don't know what else you would add, but maybe that's what you're looking for. So let me know down in the comment section as well. Also, let me know what you thought about McClung or any of the other competitions as well. I'll definitely be down in the comment section. We'll reply back to you. But definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share as well. Also have a poll up about Russell Westbrook going to the Clippers. Make sure you go let your opinion be heard over there. Interested to see what you guys think about that move. But thanks again. Be safe. God bless. Catch you next episode. All right. I'm out of here. Have a good one.